Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to jump right into meal prep. We are going to do something a little bit different this week. I'm going to do ingredient prep, although I'm going to cook a couple of meals. The first one is going to be some protein loaf. So these are my last couple single trial packs that I ordered of Devotion protein powder. If you remember last week, I made some protein loaves out of the Rise protein powder, and the mixture was okay, but then after it baked, it was super crumbly. I also didn't like the taste of it, and one of you told me about another protein powder, PE Science, I believe, and you said it had something to do with the casein that was added to it, and that's the reason why like the Devotion cooks up so well, is because it has that casein in there. And I looked at the ingredients, and yes, casein is in there, and it's not in the rice, so maybe that was the issue with that. So I am going to go, and they said it was much cheaper than Devotion, which it is, and more flavors. So I went on Amazon, and on Amazon it's the same price as it is on their website. So I'm going to order some of that, and we're going to try those out because I'm addicted to these protein loaves. They are so easy to make. It's literally just 1 scoop of protein powder, a 1/4 cup of egg whites, a 1/4 cup of applesauce or pumpkin, which I think I like it with pumpkin the best. So I'm going to stock up on some pumpkin. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then some cinnamon if you'd like. I did about a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. You whisk it up, and then you just put them in some mini loaves pans, which I get the heavy duty mini loaf pans because they hold up really well. And then you bake them at 350 for 20 minutes, and they are done. So these are going to go into the oven. While these are on the oven, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing, which I am going to bake up or air fry some potatoes. So I have a bag of mini gold potatoes here. I am just going to halve them or quarter them, just depending on how big they are, because I like to try to make the pieces about the same size before I put them in my air fryer. My air fryer is the best way to cook these. They come out so crispy, and these potatoes can be used in bowls. You can use them for breakfast, and they're just a great thing to meal prep. Now, if you watched my video I posted on Saturday, my weekly update video, I kind of talked about this weird like food aversion I'm having to my meal preps. Like, I have no desire to eat my meal prepped meals. So I decided to kind of go back to ingredient prepping, which I used to do a long time ago. I have a lot of videos on my channel with meal prepping, and a lot of them are ingredient prepping. It's so much better to do in the summertime when all the fruits and veggies are ripe and abundant and they're cheap. So until then, it's just going to be some basic prepping, but I cannot wait till spring and summer when we start getting some of those veggies in. I live in Oregon, so our weather here is not the greatest. So right now, berries are even hard to get. Like, I did get some strawberries this week, but they were not the best. So I cannot wait till spring and summer, you guys. I just cannot wait. Anyway, so I'm just chopping up these potatoes, and I'm going to season them up. I just do, like I said, really simple. I have a double basket air fryer that I picked up at Costco about a year and a half ago. It's a Ninja. Best purchase ever. I've had probably 5 or 6 air fryers in the last 4 or 5 years, and this one's my favorite by far. So I'm just going to spray it with some extra virgin olive oil cooking spray. I don't know why I had trouble saying that. I'm just going to toss it a little bit and spray a little bit more and just toss them. And then I'm going to use some of the Kinder's The Blend seasoning, which I absolutely love. And then also some of the Buttery Blend Kinder's seasoning. I love those on potatoes and on eggs. It is my favorite. I'm hoping I can find some at Costco because I am almost out. And then, as you all know, I cook pretty much everything in my air fryer at 400 degrees. But with potatoes, it really needs to be 400 degrees. So I have them in my basket here. 400 for, I usually do about 15 minutes, but I actually ended up cooking these a little bit longer because 15 minutes was not quite enough. But you just do about 15 minutes, kind of shake them a little bit, and then look at them. So while these are in the air fryer, we're going to move on to do some other prepping. So I'm going to prep some carbs here. So I have some pasta here, which I ended up using a different pasta because I realized this box did not have very much in it, but then I'm kind of wishing I would have just made that box because I ended up with way too much pasta. Then I have some heirloom quinoa that I picked up at Grocery Outlet a while back, trying to clean out my pantry. If you never made quinoa before, I like to use better than bouillon in there instead of water, and I just cook it purely by what's on the back of the bag. So it's like 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water equals a whole lot of quinoa. So again, I should have cut this in half and did only a half a cup of quinoa, but it's okay. Quinoa lasts quite a bit, and you can also freeze cooked quinoa, so that's probably what I'll end up doing. So I just followed the instructions on the back, and we're going to cook that up. And also, I'm going to chop up some veggies, make some hard-boiled eggs. So I have some eggs here, so I have some radishes, a green bell pepper, some celery. With the bell pepper, I'm using that for dinner this week, so I'm going to get that chopped up and ready to go. Celery, we're going to make diced, and we're going to do celery sticks. We have our green onions. With the carrots, again, we're going to do carrot sticks. I'm also going to slice up some carrots for salads. Cucumbers, we're going to do diced and sliced. For the eggs, I like to do the 5-5-5 method, which is just putting some water in your Instant Pot, adding your eggs in, using the steam setting for 5 minutes, and then you let it natural release for 5 minutes, and then you just put them in an ice bath or a water bath. I don't even do an ice bath anymore. I don't really find the need for it. I just put it in really cold water. In the meantime, our pasta is going here, which again, like I said, I kind of wish I would have made half the amount, but you know, we learned our lessons here. It's been a long time since I ingredient prepped, and I forgot I'm really only doing it for me and my husband, if he even wants it. And the quinoa, again, I have frozen quinoa before, so I think it'll work out pretty well. But this has come to a boil, so now we're going to turn it down to simmer, put the lid on there, and let the water absorb. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and chop up our veggies. So I have some green onions here, and yeah, I know you can make green onions really easily. I don't have where my window's at in this house. In my old house, I did do that. I put the green onion like ends there, put them in water, and they just kind of grew. But my window that I have now, it does not face where like the sun comes in very well. It actually faces the same way my office window faces, which I don't like. That's why it's so dark in my office all the time. So we'll see how it works. It may work. I don't know. I don't even know how much sunlight you need. I'm not a gardener. That's why I don't grow my own veggies, besides the fact we don't really have room for them. But I've never been successful at growing much of anything, even plants. But I like to have green onions around because I love to have them in salads. So I like having these chopped up. I like to throw them in eggs, and I'm going to put some in my chicken salad that we're going to make here in just a little bit. But green onions are one of my favorite things. I love them, love them, love them so much. So definitely try to pick those up every week. I'm going to be using a green pepper for my sloppy joes I'm going to make this week. I'm trying a new sloppy joe recipe. So you guys should see that this coming week. So I need some green bell peppers so to make it easy for when I get home from work, because as you guys know, I do work outside the office, so having things prepped for dinner is always nice. It's a nice perk, so I like to have any veggies chopped up for that, and I haven't been doing that very well lately. And this is really going to push me to have more veggies on hand. I have not been doing the veggie thing very well, and I'm really kind of excited to get back into it again. I just was so focused on prepping meals that I would get tired, or I would kind of, you know, it's just like I spend so much time prepping the meals that I just told myself I'll do the veggies later in the week, and then it just never happened. And I would only have time 1 or 2 mornings during the week to chop up some carrots, and that's why I started buying the baby carrots again, which once you get kind of spoiled by the whole carrots, the baby carrots just don't taste as good anymore. So I'm using my little chopper thing, which I don't like this chopper because I hate cleaning it, but it makes it so much faster whenever you're dicing a lot of veggies. So I got this baby out. We have our green pepper here, which I'll have ready to go on the night that I make sloppy joes. So it's just nice to have this all ready to go and on hand. And I always keep a little, you can see there off to the side, my little colander there. That's my little trash bucket. I like to have that there, so again I can kind of keep things clean as I am doing it. I hate cutting onions. I'm not even kidding. I had to stop this clip like 4 or 5 times because onions affect my eyes so much, and I know they have those like silly like onion goggles, but I am so curious if they work because onions just, my eyes are so sensitive. So I always make sure, that's why I like, for one thing, when I meal prep, I don't wear any makeup or anything if I know I'm cutting onions, because I know it's just going to be a mess. And who else hates taking this little peel off the onions? Oh my gosh, I had so much trouble getting this off. This is why you guys see me buying frozen white onions all the time, because I hate chopping them. I hate trying to get the peels off. They bug my eyes, but I love red onion, and so I wanted to pick some up because I knew I was going to be having a lot of salads this week. I don't know if you can tell, but I just massacred this onion trying to get that peel off. It was terrible. So again, getting my little chopper out, which this does make it a lot easier, but just cutting the onion in half, I was like weeping. It was hurting my eyes so bad. But this chopper really does help that. So I think I need to put this chopper in a more convenient place where I can grab it more often. Celery, we're going to be using some celery in my chicken salad, plus I wanted to cut up some celery sticks to have with some dip that we're going to make as well. So I just took the entire, what do you even call that? I don't think, is it a bunch? I don't even think it's called a bunch. I don't know. The entire thing of celery. And again, like I said, half of it I'm going to make in sticks, half of it I'm going to chop up for the chicken salad. Plus, it's just also yummy just to kind of throw into regular salads as well, just to add an extra crunch. So that's what I'm going to do. And this chopper, again, is great for celery. I had never really used it for celery before, and I realized, because I thought maybe it would be too soft for this thing. But man, it worked so well. So, yep. And this veggie chopper, I have looked before on Amazon, and they don't have this particular chopper in anymore. I looked at my previous orders, because I got this, like, I think it's that I ordered it in 2018. Y'all, like, I know these things are, like, trending on TikTok and Instagram, but, like, I had this before they were cool. And I'm always like that. I feel like there's so many things I see on TikTok and Instagram now, and I'm like, well, I've been doing that for years, and now suddenly it's cool. Cottage cheese, y'all. Y'all know I've been eating cottage cheese forever, and now it's cool. So I'm always behind the game. Meanwhile, my eggs got done, so we're going to go ahead and put this in some water. Like I said, I used to do the whole ice bath thing, but honestly, I just put cold water in there, and I just let them sit, and that just stops the cooking process. I have never had any issues with them being too done or anything. So we're back to our cucumbers here. I'm just doing this in real time instead of doing, you know, editing where I just show you the veggies and I show you the meals and all that. We're just going to kind of go with the flow so you can kind of see how I multitask when I'm doing my meal prepping. I don't do it all at once. You know, we do it as we're trying to do things because I want things to be all done at the same time. So my pasta's cooking, my quinoa's cooking, my potatoes are in the air fryer, my protein loaves are in the oven. We're doing this all at one time. So highly recommend doing that multitasking. So with my cucumbers, like I said, I'm going to dice some up. I like to throw these in salads when I dice them up, or sometimes I just eat them. Like I actually have a little bowl here off to the side there. You can kind of see them that I've been snacking on during this meal prep. And then I'm also going to slice some. That way I can dip it in my veggie dip. So just, you know, find up different ways to use up your veggies. I also get a lot of questions, like these last all week. People have trouble with their cucumbers. I don't know why I don't. I never have had trouble. I always put a napkin in the bottom of my dish. Sometimes I use glass, sometimes I use plastic. No matter what, my cucumbers, carrots, all of that stuff is always good through the entire week. I typically finish eating them around Thursday, sometimes Friday, so they are in there all week, and I never have any issues with them going bad. Now again, never use, I hate cutting up radishes, y'all. They're dirty, they take so much to clean. Then I was like, can I put these in my chopper? You can see me kind of hesitate there because I was thinking, I'm going to slice up these things. This is why I never buy radishes, but I thought, we're going to try the veggie chopper. Now, sometimes I just leave them whole like this, or I cut them in half and I roast them. If you have not tried roasted we're not cucumbers, we're doing radishes. Roasted radishes, you should definitely try. When I did keto, I used to do the roasted radishes in place of potatoes. No, they don't taste like a potato, y'all. They just have kind of the same texture when you roast them, and they are so good. I have not tried to actually roast them in my air fryer. I may have to try that sometime. I usually just used to toss them in the oven, and I would have them like on the side of my eggs and stuff, and they were really good. But y'all, they work out perfectly in my chopper. I probably could have put more than just 2 on each one, but my chopper sometimes is a little bit hard to close up. Like, I don't know if I show it in this video, but I swear I hurt my back trying to cut, I believe it was the carrots at one point. With the carrots, we are going to, I went ahead and just peeled them, washed them and peeled them. Now we're just cutting off the tops and bottoms. I'm going to put some in sticks and I'm going to dice some of them. If you have not had like sliced up or diced up carrots in your salad, it is so good. It's just an easy way to add some extra veggies, and then of course had to put carrot sticks together. Now carrots tend to last a lot longer in my fridge. They last a lot longer than even a week. So, but I usually go through them that quickly when I make them. So I usually do a whole 2-pound bag, and when I'm really upping my veggie game, when I'm really doing good with my veggie game, I can go through an entire 2 bags of carrot, or 2-pound bag of carrot in a week. And y'all, like, no one's getting fat eating carrots. So don't worry about, carrots having, carrots are high in sugar. Carrots are high in carbs. Oh my goodness, this carrot was trying to get away from me. But, carrots are still, they're good for you. They have vitamins for you. And like I said, they're easy way to like beef up some extra veggies in your salads and extra veggies in however you want to do it. I'm not a huge cooked carrot fan. Like, I will put it sometimes with a sheet pan meal or something, but I'm just not a huge cooked carrot fan. So I tend to eat them more raw than anything. I don't know. They just have to be cooked kind of the right way for me to like them. Like, I like them in stir fry. And I think because I keep them a little bit crunchy. I think that's the thing. Like, I like my veggies to be kind of crunchy still. I don't like them super cooked. Like zucchini and broccoli, like I do not like mushy zucchini and broccoli. Like, they still have to be a little bit crispy, which I keep forgetting to pick up zucchini. Like, I want to pick up some zucchini because I haven't had like zucchini in a long time. And like I said, I really want to up my veggie game. So I think next week I need to put zucchini on my list, because zucchini is also a good thing. You can meal prep ahead of time and just have it ready to go. You can throw it in your air fryer, throw it in your oven. I even like to eat zucchini raw. I think it tastes really good. So we're also going to use our veggie chopper for the carrots. And this veggie chopper is how good this thing is. Like, it can even cut carrots. These carrots were kind of hard. But like I said, at one point I was having some issues with it. But we're going to continue cutting these sticks, and I'm putting you'll kind of see here when I get everything all organized that I just put the sticks with the celery sticks, and then that way we kind of have everything all organized. I put the cucumbers together. I don't know, maybe that's why things last longer, because I try to kind of, put the things together that have about the same, water moisture level. I don't know. I'm just making things up at this point. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and chop these carrots up. I will find a similar veggie chopper and link it down below. Remind me if I forget, because I am doing this editing a little bit late this week because, I'm going to actually film a Monday day in the life video. So make sure you watch that video. I kind of talk about my weekend a little bit. Because I have Monday off. It actually was kind of oh, we have Monday off? This is where I hurt my back. But anyhow, stay tuned for that video and you'll kind of see, I'll talk about my weekend and whatnot. We're going to make a quick chicken salad. Now, I know a lot of people don't like canned chicken. So if you don't like canned chicken, just use whatever kind of chicken you want. But chicken salad is a great thing to prep. It lasts really good in the refrigerator. It's not a meal. It doesn't cause me to kind of oh, I just don't know if I can eat this. But that's how the meals have been kind of affecting me lately. Now, with canned chicken, I'd like to kind of, get as much moisture out as I can, because that's one thing about canned chicken. It's, it is sitting in water, so it can have a lot of moisture to it. So I usually just let it drain really well in a colander, and then I kind of push out the moisture with a paper towel. You can make chicken salad a ton of ways. I'm doing my simple chicken salad. I mean, super simple, because then it's just good with anything. I am putting in a good helping of dill pickle relish. I have a little bit of the Fia yogurt left, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of that in there. I do prefer Greek yogurt versus mayonnaise, but you can use mayonnaise as well. And then, so I'm just going to put a good helping of that in there. Then I love to put mustard. I love mustard. Y'all know I love mustard. And I have some Dijon mustard here, so I'm just going to put a pretty generous amount of that in there. And sometimes I do have to add in a little bit more before I have it. I'll add in a little bit more Greek yogurt or mustard. And then, of course, we're going to use the blend, which is my favorite Kinder seasoning, is the blend. I don't think I mentioned earlier, the blend is just a salt, pepper, garlic seasoning, so very basic. And then I'm going to give that a good stir, and I always just kind of test it a little bit for moisture, so like maybe I need to add in some more Greek yogurt, which I believe I did add in just a little bit more Greek yogurt at the end. I have some diced celery I have put off to the side. I'm going to add in some of the diced onions, so both the red and the green. This is the reason why I chop all the veggies first, and that way you can add them to whatever meals you're making. Forgot to show you, this is the chicken I'm using, but I do prefer the Costco kind, so I'll be picking some up today. Now since I do have a little bit of this Greek yogurt left, I'm just going to go ahead and just make this right into the bowl. We're going to do some veggie dip with this Knorr veggie mix. Now technically this veggie mix probably has points, but I just don't count for seasoning packets. I never have. It's never been an issue. So because I just have a little bit of Greek yogurt left in here, I'm just going to pour it right into this container, and I'll just use this container to store it. And then I can just pull whatever out that I need. And then I usually I know because I've made this veggie dip so much that I know by color. But if you buy a whole 32 ounce of yogurt, this whole mixture, one of those packets with the 32 ounces of yogurt is the perfect amount. But I just like to look at it and I just kind of know. Now in the next clip, I show everything that I make. I forgot to bring out the eggs. They were still in the sink when I went to go clean up. So my eggs are all done. I do prefer to leave my eggs with the shell on. I feel like they last longer, and then I just peel them as I need them throughout the week. So here's my hard-boiled eggs, and now we're going to show you everything else that I prepped for the week. So we have our protein loaves here. We have our chicken salad, our veggie dip, all of our veggies. So I can make so many bowls with this, plus just throw together my meals. I just really healthy, flexible meals throughout the week. So we have our protein loaves that I'll have for breakfast. I just throw this in the air fryer. We have our cucumbers for salads and for dipping. Again, our carrot sticks and celery sticks for dipping. All of our veggies for salads. I can make a bowl using the quinoa or the potatoes or the pasta and just add a protein on there. We have also more veggies over here. We have our veggie dip, our chicken salad, which I have a bunch of crackers. I have some Wasa crackers. I can use that for the quinoa. Again, you can put that in salads, in a bowl. I have a ton of frozen chicken. So my chicken, all my proteins are ready to go. So it's just something easy. I can just make a quick bowl. I can have some ground turkey in my refrigerator and my freezer. I can throw that into a skillet and then just cook up some protein. And I just have all of these flexible ingredients to make some really healthy meals throughout the week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of different meal prep. Actually kind of going back to my roots of meal prep. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully gives you some ideas for some healthy, flexible meals throughout the week. And stay tuned for my weekly What I Ate in a Week video, and you can kind of see how I make all of these ingredients into meals. Thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.